student, you might be recognizing me, Srishti Verma, your chemistry teacher, is right here with a very interesting topic. But first of all, let me tell you that what is chemistry. Chemistry is nothing but the study of matter. Yes, and matter which is made up of elements. So finally we are going to gain knowledge about the elements in this class. Children, you have several chapters of chemistry in your class 8 syllabus, which is around 6. But why I have chosen metals and non-metals? Look here, I am writing metals and non-metals on the board. Why? Because according to me, this is one of the most important chapter which will cover up your syllabus in the more scientific way, and it will give you the best kind of information that is related to your chemistry, which is the branch of science where we study about the elements. So if we say that what will be an integrated term when we are talking about the metals and non-metals, means if I say that just a single word can cover up both the metals and non-metals, that is nothing but the elements. Elements are what? This is the purest form of matter. You might have been knowing that since you are now in the class 8 that the matter has 3 states, and these states are what? These states are solid, liquid and gas. Just like that, matter has 3 forms also. These forms are purest forms, pure form and impure form. Here we are taking up the purest form as our target, because the metals and non-metals are the elements, and elements are the purest form, compounds are the elements are the purest form, compounds are the pure form, and the mixtures are the impure form. So here in this class we will study about the elements, because the metals and non-metals are elements. In between the metals and non-metals there is an intermediate situation also, and that we call metalloid. Metalloid, which exhibit the property of both metals and non-metal together time to time. Sometimes it will behave like metal and sometimes it will behave like non-metal. So it will be a very interesting to know about the metalloids, because they are very changing in their behavior. They can give you the illusion of the metals and non-metals, and so they are little confusing also, but instead we will study about them. So here let us start our study of the metals and non-metals. When we start study of the elements, then they are basically done on the basis of 2 fundamental things, and these are the properties. Properties which describes the metals and non-metals in a best way. What is properties? Properties can be categorized like this. One is your physical property and another is your chemical property. As I am telling that physical property and chemical property, what will be the topics which will be taken under the physical and chemical property, which I am going to tell you just now. Physical property will cover up the physical aspect of the matter. What are the physical aspect of the matter? Its state, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, or its appearance, whether it looks lustrous or dull, or whether it is conductor or non-conductor, means its conductivity, then its solubility, then you can its strength, tensile strength, whether it is it can bear the external force on, and at what extent it can bear the external force. That is called tensile strength. And tensile strength itself is a bigger matter to discuss, which will cover up the malleability, ductility, etc., stretchability. So first of all we have to study under metal and non-metal about its physical property. So what are the physical property? Let me line it up first. Physical property will be first its appearance. So together, I am not taking first metal and then non-metal. Better will be that we utilize the time in a maximum way and we do a comparative study. So comparative study will be done, and on the basis of comparative study we can cover up the topic faster, and we will then shift our attention towards the chemical properties. So we are starting the physical properties of the metals today. So let us give your focus towards the word metal. It is an abbreviated form of metal. Actually says that I am malleable, I am elastic, I am tensile, I can allow electricity and heat to pass through it. So this is actually the metal. Now boys, and just contrary to that, it is your non-metals, means what properties metals are keeping, non-metals loses those properties. This is also found. Non-metals are not, they are little diverse from the metals. And in what way? I am going to tell you. First let me take up the, on the basis of appearance, how do we categorize the metal and non-metal? Metal and non-metal. Metal will be lustrous, it will have lustre, and non-metal will appear dull. Lustre means which has a natural shine in it, means even though they are losing their shine, they will regain their shine without any much problem. And dull is that which can appear shines, but it will be appearing shiny on the on our effort, means we are making them shiny, and that shine will be not a permanent kind of shine or lustre, it will be lost. It will be just for the time being that they will appear shiny and they will again become dull. So metal do what? That when they remain exposed to the surrounding air, water, dust, particle, etc. can make them look dull. But again, if we clean it up, again you will see that the same shiny, glazy appearance of the metal will reappear. So this is about the property of the metal which is lustrous, and the property of the metal which looks dull. Metal solid. Now I am giving you some examples that which are the metals, and then I will give you some exceptions also in non-metals, that which are the non-metals. Being a non-metal also, they have shine. So, and in the metal lustre you will find in all type of precious metal like your gold, silver, copper, iron, aluminium, zinc. This is the common property. When I am saying that the metals will be lustrous, means all the metals will be lustrous equally. It is just a matter of fact that some of the metals will be highly shiny and some will not be as highly shiny. So those who are very precious metals and they are very in the less quantity in our earth's crust, they are very, they have their very limited sources on our earth crust. They are highly lustrous metals, which is your gold, silver, platinum, tungsten, etc. But in non-metal, I am saying that they all are dull in their appearance. But you will see that diamond, which is nothing but a form of carbon which is a non-metal, but appears shiny, means it is the kind of substance, diamond, which is nothing but just carbon, which has maximum luster in it. So this is the your categorization, or you can say the differentiation or a comparative study of metals and non-metals on the basis of its appearance. Now, on the basis of its strength. So on the basis of strength, we categorize the metals and non-metals in two categories. Strength means ductile and malleable. So boys, slowly we will have a good discussion over the strength and conductivity and many more physical properties are in the way. So today I have given you this much idea, and in the next class I will be ready with more ideas.